Welcome back to another video, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about how to get rid of algae from your aquarium. But before we find out how to get rid of the algae, we need to understand what allows the algae to survive in the first place. Like most plants, algae uses photosynthesis to generate its own food. So, many things that help the algae grow are the same things that are good for your plants to grow. It is a result of natural processes and should not scare you, but some actions should be taken to reduce it. The things that algae thrives off of is light and nutrients such as phosphates and nitrates. Nitrates are a result of organic matter dissolved in water, while light obviously comes from the lighting system you have set up or other lights from around the tank. Getting rid of nitrates is very easy, but it does require some effort. The best way is to have routine water changes. About once a week is ideal, but maybe more, maybe less, depending on your biome. And I highly recommend to not wait for your water to turn yellow because the nitrates are always there, and when it is yellow, it is very easy for the algae to grow. Another thing that you can use is carbon. Now, carbon ions bond with the floating organic matter, or nitrate, and clear the water column. This leaves crystal clear water. However, carbon is generally not the best to use with planted aquariums because plants like nitrates as well. When you use carbon, it will take the nitrates away from the plants and they will have nothing to grow. Light is a major cause of algae growth as well. Many people leave their lights on for way too long. I recommend having the lights on a timer for about 6 hours a day unless you have plants. Then I'd bump it up to 8 hours per day depending on the type of plants. Also, many people do not realize, but if your aquarium is near a window, the little bit of sunlight that shines through allows algae to completely flourish. I suggest keeping your tank away from any window and away from direct sunlight. Also, I recommend to replace lighting fixtures about once a year at a minimum. Over time, although the lights still produce light, they will lose their spectrum and it promotes algae growth, and it's also harder for your other plants to grow. The low intensity lights allow algae to grow rapidly. Another thing to understand is since algae is naturally found, small amounts of it can actually be beneficial for your aquarium. In fact, you'll almost never be able to get rid of it completely. Some ways to limit it is to put some algae in your filter, and this algae in your filter, you obviously won't see it, which is good, and then the other benefit is it will outcompete the algae in the rest of your tank. This method does require maintenance, however, and you do need to take some of the algae away every so often so it doesn't get too large. Some of the benefits of having algae in your aquarium include doing photosynthesis, which actually creates oxygen in the water, and so it's easier for your fish. So with planted tanks, it is common to have to deal with algae. The best way to prevent it is to limit your nitrates, and you can do this by limiting your feeding, decreasing it slightly, and then the plants in your tank will hopefully outcompete the algae growth when nitrate becomes more scarce. And another common and natural way to get rid of algae is by the use of fish. So many people Many fish devour algae on site and will help clean up a tank. Sadly, some fish will also devour plants. So when you have no plants, this is much easier, but if you do need to be careful. Most pleco species that remain 8 inches or under are good candidates to keep in your planted tank. However, I recommend searching specific species that you're interested in before getting them because some plecos do just completely destroy plants. A good pleco that I know is great with planted tanks are bristlenose plecos, and they will work well getting rid of the algae. Another good bottom feeder is Cichlid. They're a great option. They stay small, only a couple inches, and they look really cool and are very active. So the Chinese algae eater is also a pretty good choice in my opinion, but I recommend keeping them with larger fish because as the algae eater gets bigger, he will get a lot more aggressive. However, he could also cause some damage with plants, so I recommend keeping them without plants. And some shrimp are also a good choice depending on the species. Many of them will work well. However, you won't be able to put them in larger tanks with larger fish. And then another great option is snails, but there are many snails that will devour plants, so I definitely recommend doing your research on the specific snail species that you want before getting it. So another nutrient that algae thrives on is phosphate. It would be a good idea to invest in a phosphate remover pad to put into your filter if you're having any algae issues. The pad, obviously, like it's called, it removes all the phosphates, and that's absolutely essential for the algae to grow, and it just won't be able to grow. And the good thing about these phosphate removers is they're relatively inexpensive and easy to come by. And then another tip I have is to clean out your filter media often. It can often host as a reservoir for nitrates and other nutrients. And if you don't clean it often, those nutrients can leak into your tank, and that could add up and eventually lead to algae. As always, I hope you enjoyed these tips and learned something new. Now it is time for the fun facts. So fun fact number 1. Goldfish can remember things for many months, and the saying that they have a 3-second memory is a myth. Countless studies have proved this myth wrong, and many people have trained their goldfish to complete simple tasks. It's actually very interesting to search goldfish tricks on YouTube. I definitely recommend it. And this has also further disproved the goldfish myth of them having a 3-second memory. Another fun fact, number 2, is the most expensive fish ever sold was a bluefin tuna, weighing in at 222 kilograms, or roughly 489 pounds, and it cost $1.8 million. And then fun fact number 3 is the deepest part of Lake Malawi is 2,316 feet. To hear more facts on the size of Lake Malawi and how incredible it is, click on the suggested video on the top right of the screen. Now, what was your favorite fun fact? And I'm going to end the video with that. To stay up to date with my channel and to make sure you do not miss any of my future content, please subscribe by clicking the circle in the center of the screen or the subscribe button below. I picked a few videos out that I think you will enjoy, so click on one of the boxes on the screen to watch it. As always, I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. Thanks for watching.